Would you look at that? Live as live could be. This is actually backwards, isn't it? Oh, that's weird. Anyway, what's going on, guys? Figured it wasn't something that we really announced, but figured it'd be high time to actually go live and yeah, see if I can get this thing configured here. And doing a little bit of live streaming out in the backyard, trying to get everything situated so it looks correct. Because I don't go out here that often. At least I haven't in the past for these live ones. But yeah, figured I'd do a live stream of let's see, and see what you guys are up to. So anyway, yeah, doing a little outdoor hangs. The missus is over there doing a little bit of knitting. I'm over here doing a little bit of drinking. I figured it'd just be a beautiful afternoon for us to kind of hang out, do a little live streams. I'll put a link out there for some of the regulars to actually join in and see what's going on, and to pop in and hang out and do all that fun stuff. So we'll see what's what. Like I said, I'm doing this via my iPad, so I've never done the whole StreamYard thing via iPad before. So hopefully it doesn't look too poopy. Hopefully my internet holds up because I live in like a third world country when it comes to the internet. We'll see what's what. So yeah, it is a holiday weekend here in the United States, and it is a beautiful one at that. I am drinking a little bit of Trillium Wild Ale, that my buddy Brad dropped off to me in midweek this week, and this is their they reviewed it actually, so you'll probably see this kind of go up at some form or fashion over the next few days or weeks. This is their owner beer. Or Semillion Juice version of their American Wild Ale, and I'll tell you right now, it does not suck. It is bone-crushingly dry, but in a positive way. Yeah, I'm a fan, but it's been a while. Let me turn this fan down. It's probably super loud for you guys. It's been a while since been able to do one of these hangs outside because the weather has been just criminally oppressive as of late. And yeah, figured, we'll see what's what. Hang out here for a couple hours, see what the afternoon brings us. It's here in the United States. Like I said, it's a holiday weekend, so I have off work tomorrow. Get to hang back, enjoy, drink a couple beers. See what's what. What are you guys drinking out there? If you're tuning in and you're actually having a beer, let me know what you're actually having. Because, yeah, conversation is good. So a couple things that we can talk about before we get some people up in here, or hopefully get some people up in here. This dude's having a baby. Yeah, I didn't really announce that via video, but on the community section, I actually put a video up, or a picture up of me and my wife's announcement of having a baby, and I am beyond giddy. Let's put it that way. I know it doesn't sound like it, but I'm beyond giddy. I am 44 years old. That's not young. So to have a child this late in life, first child too. This is my first one. It's a bit unique, and I'm one of those weird people that I was responsible and never was in a situation where I felt comfortable or wanted to have a child with somebody else, but now I am. I have an awesome wife and I have a loving family, and yeah, I'm super beyond excited to have a kid, man. I'm pumped. Every day I think of the cool things that I get to do with having a kid. Like before we came out here tonight, me and the missus were inside. I went and got some Thai takeout, and we're sitting there. I just turned on the TV for background noise, and Star Wars is on, and she's like, you have to we have to buy a bunch of Star Wars stuff for the baby or something. I'm like, yeah, that's about right. And then it dawned on me, I get to watch all my favorite movies over again and kind of live them through somebody else, and just all those little moments that you have leading up to having a kid kind of and the miss is absolutely fucking fantastic. So, yeah, I don't even know what to do with myself. Like, every day, it's something cooler. You know, just thinking about it. I know it's going to not be all peaches and cream the whole time. There's going to be late nights and all the stuff that comes with having a kid. But, yeah, so much poopy diapers. My wife said she's over there saying so much poopy diapers. Good thing I'm going to have to work like 15 hours a day now. I'll never be home for the poopy diapers. So you're saying that while I'm at work, the baby's just going to sit in the poopy diaper? I'm going to come home from work and change it. I'm going to take the 2-hour commute back to home to change the baby. Or I'm going to take the baby with me. Yeah, there you go. The funny part is my job is so cool that they would totally let me bring the baby in. They probably yell at me when I don't bring the baby to work. So it'll be cool. So yeah, that's probably the biggest thing coming up. So it means, I don't know what it means. It's going to be a whole lot of new stuff, man. I don't know what to say other than that, Anyway, yeah, it's going to be a fun ride. And I'm sure you guys I'll see bits and parts of it from here and there and live a little portion of it. Jumping into the comments real quick. We have Tyler. Tyler, long watcher of the channel, long commenter of the channel. Let's see if we can do this without breaking anything. He said, "Congratulations, brother." He's like, "I have a Bloom by Drownlands Brewing." No, I didn't bring the Bloom with me. Oh no, I did. I just didn't crack it. I actually did one of their reviews. I actually have a can in my little cooler over here, so I'll be drinking that shortly, brother. But I just reviewed their Fodor Pilsner. The Bloom is the one I posted the other night. And he says, "Cheers, dude. That's great news." He's like, "What did you think of that Bloom?" By the way, Tyler, didn't know if you're a fan or freaking shit now, fan or whatever. So let me know. Then we have Craig chiming in saying, "Congratulations, my friend. That's freaking awesome, man. It is awesome. What can I say? I'm gonna be an awesome dad. I know that. I'm gonna be that dad. Like my wife. God bless my wife. I'm not even religious, and I want to God bless my wife. That's how fucking bad it's gonna be. Because it's like, even like we're riding around was the other day, and like I'm making noises or doing funny stuff, and she's like, "You're just gonna be you're gonna be the kid with the kid, not the adult with the kid." And then like I'll be screaming and going faster in my car and making hard turns, stuff that she hates, and kids gonna be like, "Yeah, Dad," and I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, let's go faster," and she's gonna hate it. It's gonna be awesome. So yeah, that's one of the things that's been going on. So that's a big one. The second big thing, honestly, that I'm looking forward to, and I think it'll affect you guys a little bit, is fall. I'm telling you right now, I have never looked forward to fall more in my life than I have this year. This summer has been so ridiculously bonkers, oppressively hot, like ridiculously bonkers, oppressively hot. I just can't do it anymore, man. It's been just brutal, and just over the past week, it's kind of broke. We're still getting hot days. It got kind of hot today, but I was out and about, and I wasn't in the house most of the day, so it wasn't like I was cranking the AC. But the nights are getting down to, high 50s, like how I like my nights to be. And doing this, sitting outside and actually doing these live streams is one of my favorite things to do. And I really haven't had a chance to do it all that much this summer because I can't. It's just too hot. It's just, I can't function. I can't do it. I have to have 19 fans going. It sounds like shit. I'm sweating profusely, more than I usually do. So it is just all over the place, crazy hot. And to see the actual weather kind of break is now I get to do these kind of things. Now, the shit part about it is that we live in Jersey, which means fall's going to last about 3 weeks, and then it's going to be winter, which fucking sucks. But man, I'm looking forward to it because this is where I want to be. I want to be outside all the time. But once you get like 78 and 80 degrees, I don't want to fuck with it. I just don't want to fuck with it. I mean, it's not comfortable. You know what I mean? I have to like bring out a bunch of shit. Like today, I actually came out and I was like, okay, it's not super hot, but then I forgot my neighbor borrowed a bunch of our equipment here for like a party he's having, so I had to like drag this a picnic table halfway across their back area. I'm like, oh, now it's gonna make me burst into flames. Yeah, so it's been a ridiculous kind of summer, but man, I should remember this when we get 19 feet of snow. Actually, I won't, because my wife will love it when we get 19 feet of snow. Because when we get a lot of snow, I don't go to work ever. So maybe that's a positive too. We didn't get any snow last year, so. But with the fall comes more big beers, which is kind of nice. Not that I don't drink big beers in the summer, but they're also like a one thing. Like I'll have one. I'll be like, oh, I'm in the mood for a big beer. You know, whereas the wintertime, it'll be like a little bit more kind of common. We have Oktoberfest. We are, what is it? Did Oktoberfest start yet, babe? No, it's another week and a half. I know they postponed it this year, but what is it? It's September 16th this year, I think it is. No, it's September. It's the end of September. It's the middle of September. When is Oktoberfest this year? We'll look it up real time. How about that shit? A couple more comments. Michael Gibson saying, what did I miss? Miss me? That's what I have a baby, brother. Oh my God. Dad. I'm going to be a dad. Tyler's like, I love table beer, so I was a fan. I agreed with you that it a touch more yeast phenolic, but the lime zest was cool addition. It was fun. I really enjoyed the beer, and the brewery's bonkers. Did you get it at the brewery? Because the brewery is just ridiculously beautiful. Mike said, could not agree more. He's insane. I work in a warehouse setting, and it's just nuts. And I do too. I'm lucky enough to where I'm like IT and graphic design and shit like that. So I have an office setting to where I can sit in AC, but I am also Mr. Do-It-All, so I'm constantly running around the warehouse. So yeah, it's been fun. And yes, it's crazy hot up here all summer. We had a record broken this year of 38 plus degrees, 38 times, I think, plus 90 degrees in a row, which is insane. And dude, congrats. So there you go. Let's see, Oktoberfest 2020. 2020. I say it's the 16th. I know it was canceled. But when would it have started? Oh, the 19th. God damn it. 3 days off. I dyslexiated the 9 into the 3 into the 6. You know how that works. Yeah. So, anyway. My wife doesn't think I'm funny, but she does. She rolls her eyes and shakes her head. But she loves it. She does. You do. She's over there. She's going to get angry now. Yeah, she's hiding over there, and she doesn't want you to see her. Playing on her iPad. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's good. So anyway, what else we have going here? Tyler and Mike's having a contest who can comment the most right now. I picked it up from Bottle Shop. I want to get to the brewery ASAP. That's a cool thing. They've been distroing. I know that's why I asked if you actually got it from the brewery, because they've been distroing a little bit here and there for the past month or so, because I've seen their stuff out and about. And yeah, I mean, the brewery is beyond pretty. Like, and not just pretty, because it is kind of like minimalistic hipster pretty on the inside. But the building, if you just look past the pretentious kind of like traditional tattoo hipster thing, it is a really pretty building. And I think, I mean, we didn't do rock solid research, but we're pretty sure, my wife looked it up, pretty sure it's an old penitentiary, right? Correctional facility. Yeah, but it was probably a complex. That might have been the office section. Yeah, it's like really weird the way it's kind of laid out and stuff like that. But it's all old and it's all very, very pretty. So it's definitely a brewery to visit. And I know I mentioned this during the reviews that I posted about that. Is that that's an insane area for beer right now. Like insane area for beer right now. Like I said, I mentioned it during the reviews, but I'll say it again, man. That Orange County section of New York might be, if it's not my favorite area for beer, I don't know what is. Brooklyn, maybe? I mean, what else? I mean, for as far as concentrated beer, for those that aren't in the area, let's put it this way, and these are probably breweries that you know. These are all the breweries that you're within half an hour of, 1/2 hour of, as far as a circle, maybe 40 minutes, maybe I'm pushing it, but still. Hudson Valley Brewing, Newburgh Brewing, Equilibrium Brewing, Rushing Duck Brewing, Longlot Brewing, Drownlands Brewing, Glenmere Brewing, Weston Brewing, the Tin Barn Brewing, District 96, Gentle Giant. It's insane. Like if you were to put like if you were to draw it from the center pin, you could hit all those areas within a half an hour. That's an insane kind of area. It's almost like San Diego-esque as far as the amount of not just breweries, but good breweries in such a small area of space. It's ridiculous. New York is so... I mean, a lot of people hate on New York. People that lean in a certain direction hate a lot of New York. And but as far as a state that has embraced brewing as not just a business, but as an activity and as a destination point, I think they're probably one of the most progressive states for that, because it's not only did they make it easy for breweries to function, they helped breweries function. You know, like I've heard stories from numerous amounts of brewers that have actually, been like, yeah, we were trying to open a brewery, and any kind of roadblock we hit, we could always get somebody on the horn and kind of get it straight. And listen, it's New York. There's a lot of red tape. There's a lot of bullshit you gotta get through. They help you get through it to the point where, they want breweries to grow and they want them to thrive and they want them to exist. They pivoted and rotated on a lot of different aspects of the laws when it comes to shipping and delivery and whatnot with the whole COVID thing. And most might not agree with it. Listen, I went to Drownlands Brewing. I had to eat a bag of chips while I was there. If not, they can't serve me a beer. I get it. Some of it's dumb, but it's also getting to the point where you can do those things, because, take it for what it's worth. I'm still in the camp that we should probably keep everything outside. I know that's not viable for a lot of different breweries and a lot of restaurants that they can't do outside seating. I'm a big proponent of outside only, and I know New York and New Jersey's just started opening up inside consumption recently. I'm not a big fan of that, but I mean, they've made it possible for a lot of breweries to kind of get their product out and in the hands of people in a really fucked up time. So yeah, it's crazy, and I get this too, because Tony Haas actually chimes in. The San Diego brewery scene is so spread out; it's hours apart from the main breweries you'd want to hit. And I get that, but it's so many. And my point was, so many great breweries. Let's put it this way: the San Diego breweries are probably closer. It's just easier to get to. You know what I mean? Like the San Diego breweries are. You said their hours. Are there hours in miles, or there are hours in travel time? You know what I mean? Like that, and that's my point. You actually have to drive 35 minutes or 35 miles to get from brewery to brewery in upstate New York. There's no traffic. So it's if you do 65, what? And it's a nice ride. My wife was saying it's pretty, it's beautiful. So it's like 35 miles away. It might be, but if you're right off the highway, you get on the highway, you do 70 miles per hour, you're there in a half an hour. Whereas in San Diego, the brewery might be 8 miles away, but it takes you 45 minutes. So it's kind of like one of those things. Yeah, true hours in traffic, and that's the thing. See, in upstate New York, like for me, Equilibrium Brewing for me is an hour and 10 minutes away from me, but I think it's 65 miles away from me. So it's literally 65 miles per hour. I can drive the whole way there and get there in an hour, whereas, I know California is quite a bit different than that. Michael Gibson chiming in saying, Counterweight released their Fest beer. I have to see if I can get and send you some. I mean, Oktoberfest is my jam, dude. Like I was at this is the first week I've ever consumed food or drink outside of my house since February. And the first one was my buddy Brad came up on Wednesday, and I met him at a local brewery called Breaker Brewing. It's actually their satellite location. It was the first time I was at a place, and I was a little bit weary about it, but it wasn't all that kind of. It wasn't stressful. There wasn't a lot of people there. It was Wednesday, at 5:30. There was really nobody there, so I felt cool. And then Friday, 2 days later, ended up having a funeral for my father. He died quite a long time ago. He was cremated, but we didn't do anything because of COVID. And it was the first time my family was together for quite some time. And we went out to eat afterwards. and it was the first time actually sitting and eating and drinking at a restaurant. Again, outdoors. That was noon on a Friday, so there was no one around, so we all felt comfortable. But it's one of my favorite times of year because I asked the bartender, and it's a brewery or a bar that's not known for good beer. And they're rattling through all the beers, and the last one, she's like, "Oh, we got Sam Adams Oktoberfest." I'm like, sold. Because Oktoberfest to me is like everybody makes good Oktoberfest. There are shitty ones, but even shit breweries usually do a pretty solid job on a base kind of Marzen or Fest beer or something like that. As long as you're kind of, because that's what brewers grow up on, that super traditional style kind of beer. So to see all these like uber new school breweries like Counterweight, all the ones that make those kind of new school hazies and all that stuff, banging out Fest beers and Marzens and Bocks and alt beers and all those kind of things that I come to love this time of year has me tickled pink. I mean, I could always get me some Jack's Abbey, so I'm always good. And I could always get the super traditionals, your Paulners and your West Stefaners and all those kind of breweries. But yeah, it's Fest beer time, man, and I'm happy. Let's see. Tyler's like, yeah, the area is awesome. I'm not too far from there in Connecticut and easier to get to than Brooklyn. I always add Suarez because Suarez, if I get that way. Yeah, Suarez is like, me and Keith are making fun of Kyle from Mill Height Beer Reviews. If you guys don't follow him, super great dude. He moved and he's like 30 minutes, 29 minutes away from Suarez, and he still hasn't been there. He's lived in his house for a fucking year now. We're like, what's your problem, dude? Like, what's your problem? Like, if I lived a half an hour from Suarez Brewing, my wife would get angry because we'd be there every week. Oh, she wouldn't. She likes it there, and it's pretty. And they have good beer. But man, Suarez is the best. That's like Suarez for me is the must when I go to like Vermont or Massachusetts or something like that, because I almost have to pass it when I'm going to Hudson Valley. But it's also a little bit too far for me when I'm just going for beer, because Suarez is right at 2 hours and 20 minutes for me, which isn't all that much driving time. Yeah, sure, 4.5 hours, whatever you want to call it, round trip. But for me, like, I would rather spend 4 hours going to a bunch of breweries than going to one brewery. And that's kind of where my mindset is. So like, I just like, I'd rather be like, okay, rather than 3 hours driving to one brewery, I'll go to one that's an hour and away and just kind of all the way home. And that's the technical term. Try to pronounce that twice. And do that and hit a bunch of breweries and go to Suarez. But when I actually do go to Suarez, I go, fuck, why don't I come here more often? And then you have people like Kyle, who just fucks up and won't go there. He could be mailing me Suarez every week. God damn it, man. Fuck you, Kyle. Anyway, yeah, Mike Gibson. That's criminal. It is criminal, and he should go to jail. But go back to that comment. It's okay because he has his sewage backed up today. That's why he's not joining the stream. So he's in jail right now. So he's serving punishment. And Mike McCann says, my sister lives outside Buffalo. They're having a lot of breweries popping up out there. And Buffalo's a fantastic community and area for beer. If you stick to just Buffalo proper, you got Thin Man Brewing, you got Resurgence, you have a bunch of breweries that I'm going to forget right now. But every time I go out to Buffalo, I have quite a good time going to a lot of bottle shops. Now, once you get outside of Buffalo, your options get infinitely more wider, because then you start to get to the Rochester scene, which is blowing up even crazier. But that's your Mortalis other half, Genesee, those kind of breweries up there that are just kind of blowing up and doing all kinds. There's so many breweries up that way. And the cool thing about Buffalo is you have such easy access to Toronto and to the Canadian beer scene. So you get to get so many beers. Like, I don't think people know how awesome the Toronto beer scene is. From Bellwoods to Black Swan Brewing to Five Paddles to Oast House to, a bunch of different breweries. Like, there's so many good ones out in the Toronto area that it's, unless you go and experience that beer, which is essentially means you're going to Toronto, because even though you can get beer in Canada, not a ton of those people distribute even within Canada proper. But if you have an option to just go to Canada, just go for fun, because Toronto's a great city. Some of the best food you'll ever have, a huge Vietnamese population. So there's a great kind of fusion of culture and cuisine and stuff like that. It's absolutely fantastic. And then you throw in this absolutely spectacular beer scene that is both old and new, because you have breweries, like I said, like the Bellwoods of the world, those ones, but you have breweries been around for a while. Bellwoods Brewing, Nickelbrook Brewing, breweries that have been around for a decent amount of time, and even like older school breweries, at least in mentality. Goodspeed Brewing is one of them. The brewer from Goodspeed Brewing used to be the head brewer at DDCL out of Montreal, so you get a lot of that kind of traditional kind of Belgian style stuff. I actually went to when I went to the Shelton Brothers Festival in Buffalo. I had every beer under the sun there. I had everything from Drie to fucking whatever. I mean, like every brewery was there. My favorite beer was a Dortmunder from Goodspeed Brewing, or it's Godspeed Brewing, not Goodspeed, sorry. A Godspeed Brewing, a Dortmunder was my favorite beer of all the beers that I had at this crazy freaking bonkers beer festival. And so there's so much good beer out that way. So, like, it's honestly weird because I'm sure everybody has this in their neighborhood. You live in Portland, you got your everything from Ecliptic to Hair of the Dog to Cascade to like all that northwestern area kind of stuff that is absolutely fantastic, and then you go down to your California, San Diego area, Arizona's blowing up, North Carolina, Florida. Everybody has their kind of spots. But I don't think it's as widespread and as eclectic as New York, New Jersey. I'm leaving PA out. Go fuck yourself, PA. New York, New Jersey, and that kind of area, even up to Connecticut and stuff like the northeastern area, because it's everything. Everything's out there. Everything from every style and every style and every sub-style to every kind of beer is kind of like the best of the best of the best. Maybe that's a little bit of Homer action talking because I'm from up that area, but yeah. I think we're okay. Let's see. Mike McCann says I need to do a week tour around Wisconsin. I would love that. Cheese, baby, cheese. Yeah, no, Wisconsin. I mean, just to go to fucking New Glarus. I'll spend a week at New Glarus. Fuck that. Fuck the tour. Just go hang in New Glarus for a week. No, there's a ton of places I have on my short list to go. Wisconsin is one of them. I mean, I've heard such great things about breweries out that way. But again, like I said, there's probably, North Carolina, here's my short list. Let's do this. Wrap it this way. Let's say I get 5 places I get to go over the next 5 years. My short list goes like this. First one is I'm going to Belgium. I mean, that's happening. I'm sorry. It's going to happen. You know what I mean? It's got to be number 1. That's where I go because that's where I got into beer. I mean, I would just tour around a bunch of the places I really always wanted to go to. I mean, that's a 2-week trip for me. There's a tour company called what's it called? Belgium something. No, it's not Belgium, is it? It's a beer. What is it called? Beer something. Beer Bon Voyage. That's what it's called. And they run a contest every year, and they'll win you win a trip to one of their tours, and their tours are a boat tour, and it's probably one of the ways that I would love to tour that area if I ever had a chance to do it. Which is basically like they have a big hotel boat on the river, and you start in the Netherlands, and then you go to all the breweries in the Netherlands, and then basically you go back to the hotel, which is the boat, and then you hang out, have dinner, you fall asleep, you wake up, and you're in a new town. And you just float down the river till you get to Belgium. You go to different areas of Netherlands and all that kind of stuff, and through Belgium and stuff like that. And that's kind of what I want to do. It's just kind of travel, not necessarily doing a boat tour thing, but I always apply for that free trip, and just kind of just do that. So yeah. But after that, what would be my number 2? Man, number 2, next place I'd love to go for a beer trip. It might be England, just traditional, bounce around. Even though I'd love to hit a lot of the new school breweries, Cloudwater and all those kind of breweries, Bird and whatnot, but I'd like to hit a lot of the old school breweries. Definitely want to do San Diego, California / area. I definitely do like Portland. And then what would be my fifth? I don't know if I want to do Florida. Maybe I'd like to go do like Brazil, because I've heard a lot of great things about Brazilian brewing and how they're on the come up and stuff like that. So not that it was missed, and I wouldn't want to do that. But yeah, that would probably be on my list there. So let's welcome to the chat, Mr. 9093 Lumber. What's going on, Keith?
Not much.
Say words.
No. Can you hear me?
I do not know. I can't hear anything. I think my volume's all the way up. Let me see. Man, it doesn't say you're muted. I don't know. It could be my browser. Yeah, sorry, brother.
Hold on.
If people can hear Keith, but I can't, let me know. Because I don't know if it's me or if it's Keith's thing. It's screwing everything up.
Hello?
I can't hear
Can you hear me now?
I fixed it.
Can other people hear me?
Oh, wait. Now I can hear you a little bit. Very, very, very low.
Hello?
Yep, that works.
Is that better?
Yeah, I can totally hear you now.
Okay.
Did you change anything, or?
I moved my mic and turned it up a little bit.
Oh, okay, maybe that was it. I know in my iPad here when I do this, it's like I have a harder time hearing people on my iPad. I don't know what it is. The volume just doesn't get loud enough for me. So, yeah. What's going on, brother?
Not much. Just hanging out. You know.
Good talk.
How you? What?
Good talk. What are you opening?
Boogie board stunts. Other half in bunker.
When did you buy that?
Last Saturday, I think.
Okay. I was curious. So I reviewed it. It smelled. What does it smell like to you? It smelled fucking. I'll just let you say.
I know. I had a can the other day, and I was like, "This isn't what I remember it." So
What
I don't know.
Does it smell like though? To you? To me, it smelled like To me, it
smells like
egg farts.
Yeah, like a little bit of sulfury, doughy. It's like sulfury dough. Yeah, sulfury dough.
Egg farts.
Or egg farts.
Yeah. Did you accomplish anything today?
No. I bought the Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Did you?
It's downloading now. Yeah, it's downloading now. I haven't played it yet.
It's awesome.
Yeah. I was just like, whatever. I keep hearing how good it is, so I was just like,
Other people were telling you, or?
I watched a few things online on YouTube, and then I've seen other people talking about it, and then you said it was good, so just like, fine.
Fine, I'll buy the game that's good and fun, and I'll play it. Fucking jerks. What'd you think of this one? Did you drink this yet? The other half, that lime snaps?
Yeah. I thought it was good. I liked it.
Yeah, I think it's really good. How much did you pay for it? I need to know.
It was probably 16.
That's so expensive for a fucking small bitty lager, man.
Yeah. Because I think
That's
that's out of all the cans I got, I think 16 was the cheapest. Because I think when they remember when I gave you a can of that Super Fun like last year or whenever it was.
yeah.
I think when they re-released it, they made it like $12 or $14, the original price they had it. But I'm pretty sure this time it was $16. So I don't know. What are you doing? Are you just hanging out today?
Yeah, I went picked up lunch for the wifey, and I did some cleaning around the house. And honestly, that's it, dude. I watched a documentary, and I watched some old Jeopardies from like mid '80s or late '90s or early '90s or something like that. I watched a documentary of Action Park. Did you ever go to Action Park?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I went there a few times, so it was fun to watch a documentary about it and see how fucking.
Where is it?
It was in Vernon.
Is
where you know where in Vernon there's that Mountain Valley ski resort? You know
vaguely.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when you're,
I know.
if you're
I know
driving
that.
from Warwick, you pass through it, and it's the ski resort basically on both sides of you, and it's like right, like the buildings are right on 94. It's basically just take 94 north.
Yeah. I know. I've been up there, but it's been a while.
That's where Action Park used to be. And Action Park is like it was an amusement park. It was basically like just like it was probably like one of the first legitimate water parks in the world. But it was built and designed and owned and run by a guy who basically built and designed all the shit himself with no degrees or anything like that. So like people died there a lot and stuff, and it's like there was like rampant, like there was no rules as far as alcohol or anything. So it was like Sodom and Gomorrah, like craziness. Like it was bad. Like there, like it was like I was watching it and I was kind of like laughing at it. I was watching it with my wife and I was like, oh, that's funny. I remember that. But then it got to this part where they had this like rafting river ride and they saw like people freaking out and fighting. I'm like, I remember that distinctly and vividly. like it was almost like an acid flashback or like a war flashback because it was like the whole thing was funny because I was like, oh, Action Park. I'm like, I've been to Action Park. I remember Action Park, you know. And I probably went when I lived in Jersey, and I probably went right when last time I went was probably right before I started high school, maybe or something. It existed from like 78 to 96. And but man, like I was like everything about it I remembered kind of, but once it hit that rafting portion of the documentary, I was like literally like I think I might be in the video they're showing right now. Like that's how like traumatic the experience was because it was not like it was not safe. Like nothing was safe about the thing.
Yeah.
Like there's like but it's like if you watch the documentary, it's so hilarious. Like there was like slides, like create slide, and how they no engineers, and they would be like, they would ask the staff, and the staff are all 14 and 15-year-old kids, and they'd be like, I'll give you $100 if you go down it. That's how they tested it. You know what I mean? That's like their extent of testing. You know what I mean? And it was just a red hot mess. It was fantastic. The dude who ran it, they said he needed insurance. So he created a fake insurance company in the Cayman Islands and just paid money to himself, but it wasn't an insurance company. Like that kind of shit. Like the dude, people would get severely injured there, and he would never ever settle. He would always take him to court, and he would fight it for as long as humanly possible, to the point where people would run out of money. Like the dude was a scumbag. But then eventually lawyers would be like, people would go to lawyers being like, yeah, I want to see Action Park. They're like, no. Like, we can't do it. There's nothing we can do. He's not going to do anything. Because even when he won, he wouldn't pay. but the
Mm.
people wouldn't have any money. They had no money to get the money from. So he just he would yeah, I'm just not paying anyway. So go fuck yourself. It's like yes, it's like if your favorite landlord on earth opened up a water slide park. That's basically what it was like.
Sounds exciting. I'm sorry. I'm disappointed I missed out on that.
You missed
Seems
out on
fun.
the horror of it. Yeah. Um, let's see. Here we go. Here's something I'd like to get your thoughts on this. Evan Dunn. Actually, I'm not sure if you discussed this, but did you see the recent Surly announcement? They're closing the beer hall. People accusing them of union busting. I assume he wants our take on it, and if we discussed it, I assume you know about that, Keith, because it's
I heard one. Yeah, I heard one thing about it, and I didn't really look into it because there seems to be a lot of union busting going on in the beer industry. I don't know if that's because there's a lot of overhead. A lot of breweries have overhead and they can't afford to do that or whatever. I mean, I'm not saying that they shouldn't have unions because they can't afford it or whatever, but yeah, I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. Well, what are your thoughts on it? That's the point. Like, did you view it as union busting?
I don't know. I saw something that said that Surly was union busters or something, and I was like, oh, that sucks. Are there like details to the story?
Into it at all?
No.
Well, from what I gathered, is that a group of the employees there kind of said we're going to form a union, and that Surly actually, less than a week later said they were closing the beer hall. Because what happens is when you're the first point, or and this is me talking from lack of knowledge, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct. So the first thing to do when you want to form a union is to say you want to form a union. Then the company has to acknowledge that you're a union. Once that happens, and that's the initial step to start part of becoming a union. Because you don't start a union by yourself. You actually become part of the union. It's not like, Surly starts like their union. They would have to join a unionship and it would have to be agreed. But what they need to do first is have their company acknowledge them as a union. Again, I might be off a little bit here, but I think that's the short of it.
Yeah, basically, you talk to your.
Go ahead.
Basically, the employees get together, and they're like, they vote on starting a union, and then if majority wants a union, then that's when they go to the company and say, we want to unionize or whatever.
But no, the very important part of it is the company has to acknowledge the union. That's the biggest thing. That's the sticking point.
Yeah.
Like people are like, want to start a union, but the company never acknowledges the union. You can't be part of it because the company won't acknowledge it. I don't think you shut down a beer hall like Surly does in 1 week. For how big of a corporation it is, I don't think you shut down that large of a business in 1 week. You can, but I don't think you do. I'm not saying the people that tried to start the union were being, because it's not a black and white issue. There's always gray in between. And the whole reasoning, from my understanding, the whole reason behind them wanting to start the union was because there were unsafe work conditions. Their biggest sticking point for it, whether it be, you have to work, maybe somebody, they felt like they were unsafe in COVID times. I assume that's what it was. Again, I have no inside knowledge, which is more than enough of a reason to start a union. So I think they were thinking about starting a union because they probably talked about it. And this is all me guessing, so I don't know anything. But I'm also guessing that if Surly was being any form or fashion unsafe, whether it be, by providing or sanitation, masks, whatever. I don't know what that is that they were complaining about. Is because they're probably just a skeleton crew or hurting for money from the taproom portion of the show, because the distribution and beer portion of the show is different than the restaurant side of things. I'm assuming that they were like, man, we're barely functioning at this point. You know what I mean? I'm not defending them, but I'm saying they're probably, if they had their tap room open, they were probably open so the people that were working could have a job, because they probably weren't turning a profit. Like a lot of the tap rooms that are open now are open so the people who hold jobs and hospitality jobs at those places can still have jobs. Like the actual companies not losing money probably, but they're not making any money. It's more just a way for the people that work there to have a job. So they probably entertained the thought of closing it down, and they probably were like, yeah, we don't know, we might have to shut down. So it's a weird one, because I think both sides, I can understand where both sides come from. And I'm not saying this happened either, but I could see, like, if they were kind of thinking about closing down, I would want to start a union and do that to make it look like when they close down that I got the short end of the deal. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying certainly close down because they were threatening a union. I'm also saying I don't know if the people threatened to unionize because they knew they were shutting down. So that way,
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, like you don't know all the sides of the story, and that's just me trying to like think as logical from both ends of the spectrum. You know what I mean? Because listen, take a step back from this conversation. Breweries absolutely 1,000% take advantage of both the consumer and the working staff, because and I'm not saying all breweries, but a good portion of breweries rely on people wanting to work at a brewery because it's cool. Pay them as little as humanly possible, and try not to spend as much money as they can unless they have to. You know what I mean? Like that's I'm not saying that's all the breweries. I know a ton of breweries are like, oh, you want to work at a brewery? Okay, here's a nickel for the year, and you can tell people you work here. You know what I mean? And people are like, yes, let's do it. It's kind of it's kind of the Trillium thing, when Trillium pay less and be like, part of the perk is working at the brewery, and be like, no, part of the perk is I have a living wage and I get to provide for my family. But so it's one of those things where it's like, I get that it's existing industry and it's absolutely 1,000% a problem and it needs to be rectified. But I also understand that once you get bigger as a brewery, that becomes way, way less of an issue. Like, do you know what I mean? Because it's more like a business. So it's not, there's no like, I doubt Surly had like some kid getting paid nothing washing kegs. You know what I mean? They probably paid him like a normal employee wage. You know what I mean? And once you get that big, you can't be doing those kind of things. It's more like the super hipster breweries, the cool little breweries that are selling, $20 4-packs and selling out every week, and have some kids just working there just so it's cool. So I'm not defending the brewery, stretch the imagination, but I can understand why. I could see both ends of the argument.
Didn't Stone do something like that, where they fired a bunch of employees at their one place? Because they have like a brewery restaurant thing, right?
Well,
I remember hearing they fired a bunch of people, and then they had what? No, it was Stone.
Are you sure?
It was Stone,
I know
and
Stone closed the Germany place.
Yeah, no, out in California when like the pandemic started, whatever, they laid off a bunch of people because they couldn't afford to pay them because they were closed or whatever, or limited capacity. And then when things started coming back up again, they weren't rehiring people; they were replacing them with like the like those POS
stations
things. Yeah, that people just order from and can pay there, and
you pour your own beer off the wall kind of thing.
Well, I don't know, but Yeah.
I mean, what you're saying is basically they canned people saying COVID caused problems, and then they basically rehired robots.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. No, I mean,
Because the thing with Stone is like what they're like $1 billion company or whatever, whatever. Like they can afford to just pay people.
Yeah.
So
I mean, but to go back to the original question, I don't like what's happening across the board at Surly, but I can absolutely, if I take a step back and look at it through the lens of a bigger than most brewery, but still Surly's not that big of a fucking brewery, but they're bigger than most, but not gigantic. I can understand. If you told me, let's put it this way, if somebody stepped forward and said, "I know the whole story. Here's proof," and then the proof was Surly was going to close, so the employees jumped the gun and started a union to make Surly look like a piece of shit, I would believe it. Or someone said, "Hey, Surly was going to reopen, but the employees didn't want to reopen unless there were unions." So Surly said, "Fuck you," and they closed. I would be like, "Okay, I believe you." You know what I mean? Like, I would believe both ends. You know what I mean? And it's because it's a lack of knowledge. Like, I'm not going to jump the gun and say that the employees were right and Surly was wrong, or vice versa. I just don't have enough information, and I can see why both things would happen. That's my point. I like facts and science. I don't like jumping the gun, unless it's to make fun of Keith about something. Nah, I kind of like to just do my thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, Mike McCann chiming in saying New Glarus is a great beer garden. Of course they do. They have to. They're fucking New Glarus. And Mike McCann said, did a train tour with my dad for a week in Ireland. Started at Guinness. It was great. It was not even great. I fucking want to go to Guinness so bad, man. If someone said, if you're hanging out with a bunch of like beer people that are all in the beer and they're like, fuck Guinness, I kind of like, why? Why would you fucking hate Guinness? Why would you hate Guinness? Do you hate Guinness, Keith?
No.
Yeah, why would you hate Guinness? So a lot of people look at it and go, "Oh, yeah, Guinness." Well, I wouldn't fucking. It's like really bad. I would love to hang out for 5 hours at Guinness and just chug fucking Guinness off draft.
Yeah, it's like 3.5% or whatever.
Yeah, this is like
fucking. You drink it all day.
Yeah. We had a Violet by Design said, "Hey man, living in Rochester area, we have so much selection." That's true. Rochester is fucking insane, but he also follows it up saying, "I'm really tempted to buy Tony Hawk, recapture my glory days in gaming. I'm sure I'll suck at it for a while if I do, though. Here's the kicker, and I'm curious to see, Keith, you didn't play a lot of Tony Hawk. You said you played last night, you played one. But outside of that, you didn't really play much, right?
No, I played one, but I played it a lot. But that was the only one I played.
Yeah. I played 1 through 4 pretty much like 9 hours a day, the whole fucking time. And I will say this. I'm going to say I'm going to say it's perfect. It's exactly like, and that's the thing. Like, I didn't think I would do well in it. And I'm not saying I'm lighting up the fucking charts on it. I'm not like Grandmaster awesomeness. And I was pretty good at it back in the day. But I'm ripping through it and having fun. And like, I'm doing all the old school challenges. I'm collecting the skate. I'm smashing the boxes. You know what I mean? Doing all that bullshit. And I'm going level to level. And I'm like, I'm doing it. And I'm like, oh, wait, where was that? I'm like, oh, there it is. And I didn't think I would remember any of this shit. But I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, that's where that is. That secret sheet's there. I know it's fucking there. You know what I mean? Or like, I'll go to do a trick. And I'll be like, okay, how do I do that again? And I just go to do it. And my fingers do it on auto. Like, it's like still remember. So I think you might be surprised if you dive into the game because it plays exactly like the old ones. It's like I've rode the Tony Hawk game thing for a very, very long time. Like I would actually I played it on emulators. I played like a bunch of like the Tony Hawk HD versions and all that kind of stuff over the years. So I've played it on and off since it came out. But it was always missing something because the old ones, you know, I got like a projector with a big ass TV. So you put the PlayStation 1 version of it on. It looks like fucking a block of blurry pixels. And I'm like, I kind of like it when it's clear. and I would play them. But outside the first two, all the other ones, like the remastered, they did a remastered version in 2012, and it looked fine and it played okay, but it was just missing something that you couldn't tangibly put your hand on. It basically was gameplay. And this one, like the second I downloaded the demo, I was like, ooh, yeah, this is it. Like, because it's exactly like it reacts exactly the same way, which is with all the fancy pretty looks. So yeah, it's worth picking up, man. If you like that game, I'm like sitting here, I'm like, I should probably get some kind of kickback from fucking whoever makes the game, Activision or whatever. But yeah, and the soundtrack's awesome. I know Keith is really disappointed because who's not in it?
Suicidal Tendencies.
What kind of band is that? Pop punk or something?
No, they're a punk band. Oh, jeez.
And
I just looked away, and I wasn't. It caught me off guard, and then I was like, "Wait, you know who Suicidal Tendencies are?"
But there's a bunch of new bands on there that actually make sense. Like you play it, and you're like, "Okay, this sounds like a Tony Hawk Pro Skater song."
Yeah.
I think I mean, I'm on a computer, so I'm playing on my PC. So I could mod it and put that Suicidal Tendency song in the game if I wanted to. So that's the whole reason why I bought the computer version, so I could fucking fuck with it to the nth degree. You know what the cool part about it is that it automatically lets you cheat if you want. I haven't yet. I'm very proud of myself, but you can cheat if you want. Like perfect balance, perfect, you know what I mean? All that stuff. You just turn it on if you want. They're like, okay,
That's... Wait, Wait, do you only have the PC version?
Yeah.
Because it'd be cool if they had cheats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll buy the PlayStation version just to play with it.
It'd be cool if they had cheats like those days.
No, I think that's on all the versions, the cheats. It's like baked into the game.
Oh. I don't remember. I used to.
No.
I used to.
In the new one, they have it so unless you can, they don't give a shit. Like in the old one, I think you had to do some certain stuff to cheat. But
yeah, I'd like. Well, I always use Game Shark and stuff whenever I played any games.
And last but not least, Thomas in, have loads of fun. I will join up another time, but I need sleep and have work in the morning. Yeah, whatever. We don't care, Thomas. Anyway. Okay. Well, here, Keith, I'm going to give you a job real quick. I can go pee, see you entertain the crowd while I tinkle.
All right. Hi, everybody. I don't know what to say or do. Matt, of course, went through all the comments right before he left, so I can't do comments. How's everybody doing? Everybody's having a good Sunday? Enjoying your, was it Labor Day weekend? I don't know. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. It's been a long week. Yeah. I don't know. I feel weird. Live streams are weird when I'm not like doing something. I just feel like I'm talking to myself. Yeah. Does anyone have any plans for this weekend? Looks like it's going to rain.
I was going to not come back and just see how long it took you to leave. Because I thought that would be entertaining.
Is it supposed to rain? Does it look like it's going to rain over there?
No, it's over there, over towards your house. It's gray.
Okay.
Did you just ask me if it's gray where I am?
No, I can see that, but I'm looking out the window, and there's just like this giant cloud. It looks like it's gonna rain.
No, there's no rain. There's actually no rain for like till Thursday. Massive Weather Channel. Oh. Oy vey. So you drink any of those beers I gave you?
No, still just that Pilsner. I was gonna drink that session IPA. What was that, Tin Barn? I was gonna drink that today, but I didn't. Actually, I might have brought it up. I don't know. Oh, I might have forgot it.
So before you jumped on the air, I was making fun of Kyle for not going to Suarez, and everybody was like, thought he was a tool for not going to Suarez.
I was in our group chat. Kyle was having some issues with his basement flooding today, I guess. And I was gonna say, I was gonna tell him that I filled up his basement with Suarez lager as a joke. Kyle, don't worry, it's just a joke. It's lager. Just drink it.
Let's see. What else do we have here? Like these Europeans don't get every day off, I guess. Yeah. So, are you guys all aboard the pumpkin spice fall beer train yet? I just can't do it yet. Listen, dude, a couple things. One, pumpkin beers usually come out around like June, July. So the fact that it took this long for them to come out is crazy. Like, I remember one year I was seeing pumpkin beers in April. So for it to take this long for pumpkin to come out, and I will say this, and I will say this proudly, I like pumpkin beer. I don't hate it. I mean, I hate that it's everywhere and it's nonstop and it goes whatever. But there's some really good motherfucking pumpkin beer out there. There's some really good beer. It just so happens that it's a pumpkin beer. Just because it's a pumpkin beer doesn't make it good. But there's good beers that just happen to be pumpkin beer. So
yeah.
That
one that came out in April or whatever, wasn't that who does that one pumpkin beer? Because didn't they do a barrel aged version of that, and that's why it came out so early? Because they were releasing the base and then they were releasing the barrel aged version.
But I don't know who you're talking about. But every year it seemed like pumpkin beers came out earlier and earlier, like to the point where I'm like, pumpkin beers are going to come out 2 weeks after Halloween because that's how early they're going to come out. You know what I mean? Like, it was going to be like so early, it was going to be almost at the date. But it seemed like they would come out in August, and then it seemed they'd come out in July, and it seemed it came out in June. Every year it got a month sooner. But I think with COVID and everything, it just got pushed back to a normal date. Because I honestly haven't seen pumpkin beer until about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, they popped up. Yeah, they popped up in the last couple weeks.
Yeah, so. But I'm not going to sit around and go track down some pumpkin beer and be like, I'm going to have a pumpkin beer week on the channel or anything like that. But there's some.
Yeah.
I'll always pick up Weyerbacher. I'll always pick up Fegley's. Schlafly's like my favorite pumpkin beer of all time. There's some good ones, but there's also some like barrel aged ones. Those are the ones that really do me kind of really good when someone does a fun barrel aged one. Speaking of barrel aged, Taco's out here like a bullet. He's gonna knock everything the fuck over now. Hey, buddy. Oh, he's peeing right next to me. I thought he was sitting next to me like a good dog, but no, he's taking a pee. Good pee, buddy. Anyway, but yeah, there's some fun ones that come out. So I'll get some up this year. You know what I'd really like somebody to do, like a really, and it's been done before, but my favorite pumpkin beers are like bourbon barrel aged like pumpkin stouts. You like pumpkin stouts. Not a lot of people do them, but they do them every now and then. When they do them, they're pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I love fall is Oktoberfest, obviously, and if I consider those fall beers, so I love fall beers.
Oh yeah, fest beers and Marzens and fucking all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't hate pumpkin beers, but I don't like go after them. So like, if I have one, it's like any other beer. I'll have one if I like it. I like it. If I don't like it, I don't like it. It's not like a. I've seen some people like on Instagram and stuff. They're like, I bought every pumpkin beer I could find. It's like, it's a thing for some people.
Yeah, Violet by Design. Where did you get this glassware? Where did I get this glassware, babe? The tiny ones. Target. These I got for Christmas for my brother-in-law. So I have that one, and I have this is the one that everybody always wants. This one I got from Crate and Barrel. So this is the tiny round one. And then I have this big round one. The big round one is Luli stem glass from Crate and Barrel. So Crate and Barrel. Okay. Target. I don't know the name of this one because I got it for Christmas. So yeah. So there you go. That Target or not Target, the Crate and Barrel glass. I probably had, no joke, close to 50 people asked me where to buy it over the past couple of years. It's crazy. Like I'm like to the point where I want to get like print out every comment and record and send it to Crate and Barrel. Like, give me a bunch of free shit because I made you guys a butt ton of money. Or should I say my wife made you a butt ton of money because she's the one that actually got it from me. So tell everybody the exciting news, Keith.
What?
Warren County's in the green.
Oh yeah, Warren County's in the green. That means I can go to Vermont, maybe. Maybe.
I'm surprised you're not there already.
I feel like I should go because I feel like we're only going to be in the green for this week. So I feel like it's like an opening that I have to take advantage of because it's going to close immediately. But I don't know.
Like, what would happen if you did a pre-order the night before and then you went there and it changed the next day?
What do you mean?
Like, let's say we were in the green on a Friday. You did a pre-order on Friday, and your pickup was Saturday. And then when you get halfway up there on Saturday, they go, okay, now Warren County's in the yellow.
They update the website every Friday. So if I go before Friday...
Or after Friday.
I mean, yeah. Unless it changed. But, I don't know. I mean, I guess I could technically leave on Thursday, and even if it changes on Friday, I'm still okay, maybe? I don't know.
Then we have Thomas chiming in that, yes, they don't get the day off. He wanted to come on and let me with his Euro trash comments. But alas... But Matt and fake Ron, and that's all he said. So I think Thomas is drunk right now. So anyway, let's see. But Matt and fake Ron Jeremy love me, so it's cool. Hot dang, Chenna is messing. He saved it. He's like, he's so drunk. He knew to add the thing at the end. Hot damn, chat is messed up. Good job, Thomas. Appreciate the save, brother. Everybody want to see how pretty Mika is right now? Mika.
Mika.
Say it again. Say
Mika.
it again.
Mika.
He's just looking for you, dude. And you have tacos. It's like, I'm gonna eat everybody.
Hi, Taco.
Tacos. Ugh. Taco's a good boy, man. Well, Keith doesn't like Taco, but then all of a sudden likes him. Like, he's like, get away from me, get away from me. And then once Taco starts to think about getting away from me, he's like, he starts like wrestling. Yeah. Brandon Bond. I love this. Brandon Bond, man. 007. Matt, have you tried Brewers Bridge? It's a collaboration between Bressy, DuPont, and Allagash. 6.1%. No, I haven't had it, but why the fuck haven't I? I want it now. You're saying DuPont and Allagash made a beer and it's going to suck? Yeah, it's not going to fucking happen. Why am I not drinking that right now? Fucking Rod Top. Go kick his ass for not sending me Allagash every 5 seconds. Jerk. No, I mean, that sounds awesome. I actually haven't even seen it, like, out and out. Pop it into, like, bottle shops and stuff like that. I actually don't see a ton of Allagash collabs. Like, we get a ton of Allagash here in Jersey, but I don't remember seeing really a lot of any kind of collaboration from them. It's always straight Allagash, right? Because I've had a bunch of people send me Allagash collabs, and I'm like, why am I not finding this? I'm like, Allagash distros pretty much everything.
Was that Map 40, that like coffee thing? Was that a collab?
I don't think so. Maybe it was a collab with a coffee house. I don't think it was a collab with a brewery.
Yeah.
Because I had I had a couple beers that people sent me. That was a collab. There's one mystery beer. I fucking nailed it. I think it was the Allagash collab, maybe.
The what? The what?
It was a
Allagash collab?
Beer. It was a DeProof. DEPROEF. DeProof, they're out of Netherlands. Or Belgium. I think they're Belgium. Yeah, anyway. One of those weird European countries. And that was awesome. But there's been a bunch of Allagash stuff. I don't remember having a ton of collab stuff from those guys. Yeah,
I don't know.
It's actually, I'm thinking about it right now. I think it lost some reviews I was pissed about losing. So I remember I did mystery beer. That's what it was. That's why I haven't posted it. Now I can't say anything about it. Fuck. This was a cool little collab. You had it, actually. Remember? There was a collab,
Did I?
hazy IPA collab. It was like from a brewery we didn't think would do a hazy IPA. And I told you it was a mystery beer. You probably don't remember. And I was like,
I remember. I remember.
ago.
Yeah, I remember that, but I don't remember the beer.
Because that dawned in my head. I'm like, collabs. I'm like, why didn't I post that one yet? I'm like, oh, man, did I lose it? I'm like, oh, no, it's a mystery beer. I'm going to post that one tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, it's Memorial Day. I'm off. Maybe I'll post a bunch of mystery beers tomorrow.
It's Labor Day.
Yeah, do like 6 mystery beers in one day. No, that's fun. Every now and then, like,
do it.
Because I have a backlog. I feel like it's one of the things that really kind of pissed me off about.
I thought you meant you were going to do them live.
No. I don't
6
have
live mystery beers.
No,
you don't have any?
I have a bunch. I have a bunch recorded. But the problem with the mystery beers that pissed me off is that I only post 2 a week. So, if a bunch of people send me mystery beers at the same time, happened when I lost my hard drive last, is that I get a bunch. So now I have I think I have 15 or 16 mystery beers. That's it's like 3 months. Someone's going to have to wait 3 months to get a mystery beer, and I feel bad about that shit. So maybe I'll bust out. That's what I'll do tomorrow. Maybe at noon tomorrow. Here you go. That's my pledge to you guys. Noon tomorrow. I'm going to post a mystery beer 1 every hour for 6 hours. So you're gonna get one. An hour gonna go by. You'll get another one. An hour go by. I'll give you 6 mystery beers in one day, every hour from noon to 6 Eastern Standard Time. There you go. And if I don't, then I got lazy. I don't know what to tell you. Oy.
Yeah.
What
I'm
else
surprised.
is going on?
I'm surprised. Nothing. I'm surprised no one else joined.
Yeah, me too. It sucks, but whatever.
Or at least one other person. Someone.
Well, Kyle's like literally in a world of shit. And
Well, yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, the Nerd Sense guys are tied up. The Euro guys, it's like fucking like midnight for them. You know? So
Yeah.
it is what it is. I just wanted to actually hang out because I was like, it's such a nice weekend. This is like what we did basically. Me and Keith basically did what we're doing right now, but in person yesterday. We did. That's pretty much what we did. There's video evidence of it. And
That's true.
that's all I want to do when it's nice, especially on days like, because this summer's been so ridiculously bad that actually sit here and fucking hang outside, drink a beer or two. It's just kind of perfect what I want to do all the time. And let's hear from the guy who's so tired he needs to go to sleep. Thomas says, for real though, Matt, congrats on your family expansion. Keith, I'm really hoping things will get awesome for you again. See, that's where you're wrong, Thomas, because it's never been awesome, Keith, ever. So it's not going to get awesome again. It's going to get awesome once.
That's yeah. There was 1 year where it was like pretty good, like really good, but I don't think it was awesome. I don't know if I would call it awesome. It was kind of awesome, maybe. I don't know.
What year was that?
That was 2015 when I was out in Colorado.
Yeah,
riding my bike everywhere. I was riding my bike everywhere. I was in the best shape of my life, and I was just riding around the breweries on my bike. It was awesome. Taco!
Here, come here, where's your ball? Go get your ball. Go get your ball. Go get your ball. Taco, go get your ball. Going somewhere. Hey. Hey. Look at. Hey. 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 Go get it. Bring it here. People want to see me yell on my YouTube. Oy vey. Okay, brother.
Good night, Thomas.
Live stream. I'm running out of shit to say, so I think I'm gonna go sit with my wife, enjoy what's left of my last beer, and then I'm gonna go inside and play Tony Hawk.
Okay. Mine's probably done. Yeah, mine's probably done downloading enough to play right now, because I know there's it's like 10 gigs to play, and then there's like another 10 or 20 gigs on top of that, or something.
Yeah, that's the one thing that is better about the PlayStation. They don't do that in the computer. You have to download the whole thing before you can play it. It's like, we've downloaded just enough so you can start going. But yeah, give it a whirl. Let me know what you think. And if we could play online somehow, we'll figure it out and I'll crush you to dust. How's that sound?
Okay.
Okay. Hopefully you guys
Sounds
enjoyed the
good.
live stream. Thank you very much for jumping in the chat, everybody. Thank you very much for keep joining. Fuck everybody else for not joining. And hopefully see you guys next time.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.